Good morning, guys. Today is Saturday, May 10th, 2025, and I decided to do a little programming in the morning. However, I realized that the name programming in the morning might be a little misleading because programming is also like the program of the day, right? Like, oh, I want to watch my programs in the evening, not like a computer science term, but an actual like television show term or so I thought, you know what? Maybe it's best if I just clearly state what it is, and it's coding in the morning. All right, we're going to kind of pick up where we left off last night. If you, in case you weren't here last night, we were working on a nice, clean way to add items that you can interact with into the game. So let's get started. Everett Bruh says, hey, hi, Everett Bruh. How's it going? So we're live on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. I realized last night I was looking at my, because I use Restream for for Twitch and Kick, and I was like, oh, I had about 10 messages on Twitch, and I was surprised because I don't really get that a lot. So, but I couldn't go back and actually find out what those messages were, so it was a little annoying because there's no historical. I guess unless you turn it on. If I click here, record all your streams. To unlock automatic recording, please upgrade your plan. Well, we're not going to be upgrading our plan. I was looking at Restreams or upgrade prices because you can stream to multiple platforms. You get 2 for free, and that's what I use that's how I stream to Kick and Twitch. And then I was like, well, it might be nice to just kind of have everything in one place, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and then be able to stream through one interface, because right now I'm using multiple interfaces, but it's expensive. You can pay $16 a month, but you have to pay a year up front, so it's almost a little shy of $200 for the year. Or you can pay for 1 month for $19. And I was thinking about just trying it for 1 month just to see, but you only get 3 channels. I get 2 for free. So for $20 a month, you're only going to give me 1 additional free channel? No, dude. No, I don't need it that bad. It's all right. I hope you're having a lovely morning. It is a beautiful morning here. Let's actually, I want to take a look at the weather really quick. I want to see what the weather forecast is for today where I live. Okay, so you can see it is a beautiful 53. I'm going to open the windows actually. I have a second camera, actually. Maybe I should have that just pointing, because it's pointing outside. My neighbor might freak out a little bit because he's like, why does he have a camera pointing directly at my house? But, whatever. So we'll turn the second camera on for a little bit. No, we won't. All right, let me find some music to get us started, and then we'll go ahead and get started on our programming. I want to find something that's copyright free and something that's kind of chill, but not too sleepy, but at the same time not too energetic. We'll check this out. All right, I'll just have let's look at something else. Oh, I'm actually doing a search for copyright-free sad music. No, let's just do copyright-free music. I got chill background. Playlist for studying. I don't like those too much. Upbeat, no copyright music. How you doing out there? I feel like I'm in a restaurant in the Space Needle in Seattle. How's it going? All right, we'll see if this inspirational music actually fits the mood of what we're trying to accomplish. All right. I mean, listen to that. That's something, not me. Let's do copyright free. Copyright free. Gothic music. Let's try that. I used to love Gothic music back in the day. I would go to this goth club because I had a thing for goth girls. Oh, I had a thing for goth girls, and I dated this semi-goth girl for a while. She was absolutely crazy, but oh man, I had a huge thing for goth girls back in the day. Oh yeah, this is good stuff right here. I like this. This is definitely like I'm going to the goth club and I'm going to just dance or whatever they do in the goth club. All right, enough about the music, enough about settings, enough about everything. Let's do what we came here to do. Okay, so the issue I was having last night, if I restate the issue, this knife, this huge knife, which is only big for like testing purposes. So we were able to get the hover text working. When you hover over it, we were able to get that text working. And then we were actually even able to get the menu that shows up. We were able to get that menu working as well. Okay, Unity. I swear, you have to wake Unity up every day. It's the same thing. Wake up Unity. Come on, good boy, good boy. I'm talking to Unity like it's my dog. All right, so you can see if we get close enough to it, we hover, right? Press E to pick up Rusty Knife. Now it does say press E to pick up Rusty Knife, but it should be press E to interact with, and I'll put it in like single quotes. All right, because what happens then is you can, because I figure that a lot of objects are going to have more options than just picking it up, right? Like, I mean, you're not going to pick this knife up. Oh, it's because it's far away. Okay, press E to interact with a Rusty Knife, and then you get this menu: pick up or kick. Okay. But the issue we faced last night is I want to have all of that on the prefab itself. So I have to, let me close this. So you can see here this item pickup. Why is it? Can I drag it above? No. Anyway, you can see this item pickup script. I have to define the interaction menu. And in this case, it is the item interact menu. That item interact menu, it lives here in the hierarchy. But I want to define it. And see, this is the thing I'm struggling with. My dog is pissing me off. We have a lot of dogs in this neighborhood. And so dogs walk by. Oh, my God. We have a lot of dogs that walk by, and my dog is this little like 4-pound, 5-pound. He's this little 5-pound Yorkie that couldn't hurt a gerbil, and he's the biggest bully. I don't know what it is with little dogs, but he is just like, we'll be walking down the street and he'll see some like big pit bull or Rottweiler, some tough looking dog. And my dog's like, what? You want to go? I'll fuck you up. Like my dog is like seriously like squaring up to the dog. And it's like, dude, that dog would eat you. That dog, like, what is wrong with you? But he's an idiot. Okay. So the option here, let me make sure what our source control state is. We don't have anything majorly. Okay. Yeah, just that. That's fine. So I think what I want to do, I think this item interact menu, I feel like it needs to be a prefab itself. How would I do this though? No. it could be a prefab, and then instead of it existing in the hierarchy, I instantiate it. Could that work? Like maybe? Okay, so let's look. All right, so I'm not going to delete it yet. So what I want to do is I want to create a folder. So we are inside let's look at the prefabs, and then we'll just go create another folder called menus. We'll go inside of that, and then there we'll drag our item interact menu, make it a prefab. Okay, so you see how in the box there it turned blue. I'm wondering, does that mean if I make a change to the prefab, it will automatically get reflected back in the hierarchy? Let's see. So if I change this to, so that's pick up. So if I put some exclamation points like pick up, oh, no. Pick up. Okay, so I do that. I save that now. Does it automatically get reflected? And it does. Let's see, does it automatically get reflected in the game? And it does. Okay, that's good. Now, does that mean that I can open up the Rusty Knife prefab, which is right here, and then I go down here, and you see how this menu item here says none? If I go to the menu, can I do this? Yes, I can do that. That is good. Okay. So now that means I have attached the item interact menu to the Rusty Knife prefab. So what I want to do is I want to disable this interact menu there. I've already disabled it. Okay, it's disabled by default, which is good. I think I'm going to rename it. I'm going to rename it to old because we're going to delete it. And then the Rusty Knife itself, I'm going to rename that to old, and I'm going to disable it also. All right. So we got that out of the way. So, oh, excuse me. So what I want to do... Oh, wait. Do I even need... Okay. All right. This brings up an interesting question. Do I even need the item interact old? Do I even need it in the hierarchy? I might need it in the hierarchy since it does not have a canvas. That's a good question. Let's see what happens. So let's go ahead and put our Rusty Knife back in here. We're going to put it over there. Okay. And then we'll make it a little bigger so we can find it. So we'll make it 10, 10, 10, right? It's big. It's not as big as the other one, but it's big. Now, if I look at what I just dragged into the hierarchy, it should have, oh, yep, you can see here, item data, Rusty Knife menu, item interact menu. Now, I'm really curious what's going to happen. I'm wondering if I'm going to get some type of error in the console because I'm going to try and view the menu of the Rusty Knife where it does not have a canvas. Wait, where did it go? Okay, there it is. All right. Okay, so I can interact with it. I mean, I can hover over it. And then, yeah. So the variable crosshair of the... Oh. So crosshair doesn't have... Okay, so this item interact menu, okay, let me close that, close that, close that. Okay, close that. Now we have this help text. It's in the canvas help text. Then we have the crosshair, which is in the HUD canvas. So it's two different canvases. I feel like those could be in the same canvas. I feel also like I could go back to bed. As soon as I start streaming, I'm like, oh boy, I'm tired. All right. Okay, just spam messages. That is all that Kick. Is it Kick or Twitch? No, it's Twitch. It's all that Twitch is. It's just spam. Just spam, spam, spam. I'm wondering if that's what it was last night when I got a bunch of messages. It was just like, hi, I'm a professional animation artist. I'm going to ban this person. It just says add to block list. Can I not, like, ban them? Let me look. No, don't get distracted. Okay. I see. So what happens now is now the prefab I don't understand this. Okay, we go down here. This menu, what the issue is that if I look at this menu, this crosshair and this help text are not defined. So what, do I need to make those prefabs? How would I do this? It's like I need to dynamically get that data. Let me try something though. We have successfully assigned the menu. I want to see if the menu pops up. So we have this interact. So this is the issue here. We could just do. So this is panel, crosshair, help text. Panel's not set. Crosshair and help text. None of those are set. Actually, should panel be? Oh no, this is the base. This is the base. All right. So I got to think about this. Well, let's try this. Let's try. Can I do this here? I don't think so because panel's not null. Is it going to let me do that? Unity objects should not use null propagation. Well, I don't understand why. It would be nice if you explained why they shouldn't. Oh, Matthew is back. Good morning. I did a small PR if you'd like to check it out. Nothing special, just a few tweaks. This is why singletons are so commonly used in Unity. It's so easy to just say interact menu instance show pickup menu. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about singletons before, about why you don't use them. I didn't notice that you did a PR. Let me look at it. Minor optimization past cached properties. I know premature optimization is frowned upon, but couldn't help notice some get component calls and update functions. Yeah, and a lot of that is probably just like copy paste garbage from AI that I was just like, all right, I'll get to it later. So, all right, functions that I thought was a good topic to cover. A useful Unity tip here: using transform is the same as using get component transform. Oh, and the door mech.cs script. I don't even think that's mine. Let me see. Let's just look at what you changed. Well, let me go back and read. It looks like you. Oh, okay. Player usage cache, gameplay HUD, debug manager. I has health usage cache. Player was reassigned in debug input manager. So, the thing about debug input manager, I tend not to worry too much about optimization and debug code. Like, and there's this story, which I think was a kind of a learning moment for me. And this was maybe 10 years ago. I was working on something in a it was a unit test. I can't remember if it was a unit test or a functional test, but it doesn't matter too much. But it was a unit test. And I was taking this monolithic object, essentially, that runs in our code, and I was kind of lifting and shifting it over into a unit test because I needed to unit test it and some other things that it does. And I was noticing that when I ran the test, it would take like 25 seconds to like initialize. And I started researching like, well, why is it taking so long? And I kind of found why it was taking so long. And then I was like, okay, well, I could do that, but in order, I could improve it, but in order to improve it, I'd have to change something else. And so I went to this other guy and I was like, it's taking like 20 some odd seconds to load, and I can make it go a lot faster if I did X, Y, Z. And he's like, well, why are you looking at that to begin with? And I was like, well, I'm trying to write this unit test and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, are you doing it he's like, you're doing this in a unit test? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, and you want to change this, and this in order to have it to load faster? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, who cares about a unit test? Like, why do you care that it takes like 20 seconds to load in a unit test? Why do you care? And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. Because the only reason I initially cared was like, well, it takes 20 seconds to load. That seems like an issue. But I wasn't looking at the greater context of things. And then I realized like, no, that's a good point. Like, why would I risk making all these changes just to improve the performance of a test case? So, or of a unit test. And I was like, okay. So that was kind of a learning moment for me. So I think when I was working on debug input manager a few streams ago, I was like, yeah, I know this is junk, but I don't care because it's debug code. And I told that same story. But if you optimized it, cool. So let's see what you did. So this is door mech. I don't know if this is my cache transform. Yeah. So you're just getting. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, you're just creating the objects ahead of time, I'm guessing. Transform, effector, target. Game Unity. This is what's scary. I mean, this is fine in this case, but like when Game Unity starts having changes, I'm like, debug input manager. Okay, I'm not too concerned about that. Gameplay HUD. What did you do here? You moved the UI. Okay, so yeah, I was just doing a get component and an update, which is, I mean, that's good. I mean, that's definitely an improvement in gameplay UI. Debug input manager, sure. I mean, I don't think it's too important, but sure. I mean, that's good. And then Game Unity. This is the one. Let me see. Let me look at this again. Okay, so you removed a bunch of stuff, which transform equals transform. Okay. One thing I'm going to yell at you about. Let me look at everything else. Door bull. Okay, two things. Well, actually, okay. Two things. No, one. We'll say 1.5 things I'm going to yell at you about. Open rotation. Oh, where's open rotation defined? Did I miss it? Am I missing something? Where is open rotation defined? Let me look. Oh, well, no. What? Wait. Who? All right, never mind. I think this is code I didn't write, so that's why I'm not quite understanding what's happening. Well, no, I think I did write this, but I probably like this stuff here. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. But I mean, yeah, you're just lerping to the setting. All right, whatever. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm not too concerned with understanding it. So one thing I will yell at you about, one and a half things. The half thing is this. I'm not a big fan of declaring multiple variables on the same thing, because one thing I talk about a lot on here is readability. And I think it's better to be explicit. There's no performance difference whether you declare it 1 or 2. It's a nice syntactic. It's like syntactical sugar, or what sugar syntax, or what's the term I'm looking for? Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. But I think it's fine. In some cases it's fine. I think this is a case where it's probably fine. If you had like one of these with an equal sign, then I would say like, no, that's not fine. That's not explicit. And then this right here, like, yeah, that open curly brace. I want to punch you. I want to punch you when I see an open curly brace on the same line. I want to punch. But oops, open curly brace. Oops, curly brace and awake. That's how it was originally. But yeah, we could make them separate. No, it's fine. Keep them together. Like when you have public float foo bar equals that I don't like. Right? I don't know if you can see that, but that I'm not a big fan of, because to me, like, I know that this is just assigning bar, but to me, that is like, well, I mean, maybe it's assigning both. Like, it could be, I think, and I want to say, well, actually, I guess they're both. Let's do it like that. But like, to me, it's like I have to do an extra thought, right? I have to look at that and then like, oh, I'm assigning bar, as opposed to, having them on 2 different lines. Then it's very explicit. Okay, excuse me. Okay. But yeah, I think this is good. I would like to understand this though. Oh, you know what? There's probably missing code. No, there's not. Oh, wait, no. Open rotation. Oh, I see. Or do I see? Transform rotation. You're transforming this. This is nothing to do with your code. This is a failure in my understanding of what exactly is happening here. So the rotation is being lerped from its current rotation to the open rotation at this speed. But the thing I'm not understanding, I'm definitely not understanding how closed rotation and open rotation are even different, right? So, like, as far as I can tell, like, looking at this, these 2 lines are identical. Yeah, how are they different? Oh, I see. And then the original code had this. Okay, this was me 2 months. So this was definitely just... This is AI slop, as I've been calling AI lately. This is definitely AI slop that I just like, oh, yeah, it works. But I would like to understand this, because look at this. Like, look at these. Whoa. Look at these two lines here. Like they really are identical in the sense that when up here, open rotation and close rotation are going to have the default value because C# is nice like that, which I imagine is 0, 0, 0, right? A vector of 3, 0, 0, 0. So down here, I mean, these lines are identical. Are they not? Rotation properties must be set in the component. Oh, well, no. Because if they're set in the component, how are they associated? Oh. I see what you're saying. Okay. So, yes, these are set in Inspector somewhere. I'm going to assume that is the case, but now I want to confirm it. I have no idea how to confirm it. Like, can I? No, that's not going to work. It would be somewhere in the house. It would be somewhere in the building. All right, I'm just going to take your word for it. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. All right. Sometimes you got to know when to hold them. When you're sitting at the table and the and the dealing's done. You got to know when to fold them. Right, now I got to know the words. You got to know when to hold them. There we go. You got to know when to hold them. You've got to know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. And know when to run. All right, something like that. Oh man, we got a popular house today. Look at this. So Matthew says, so maybe -90 in the y-axis and it locally rotates. Yeah. So what I was missing, Matthew, was because I'm an idiot. I was missing that these are set in the inspector. I like completely forgot all about that. So it makes sense. I will go ahead and I will merge your PR. Let's do that now. Where did my browser window go? Yes, we'll go ahead. Let's merge your PR. Thank you very much. That is wonderful. All right. And then we'll go ahead and... Oh, I'm not signed in. All right, let me sign in over here because you guys do not need to see that stuff. You got to know when to hold them. When you're sitting at the table, you got to know when to roll them. When the dealing's done. All right, let me get my password, which my password, of course, is always password. Nobody ever guesses that. There we go. All right, now we're signed in. Let's go ahead and merge this. Thank you very much. Confirm and squash. Excellent. Where am I at here? I haven't made too many changes. Oh, I did make some changes. All right, so let's just go ahead. I think that should be fine if I just do this. Let's. I gotta make sure to go into the correct home project because now we have two. I didn't reboot last night. I forgot. Git stash push. Oh, okay, that's fine. Git pull rebase. I just want to get Matthew's changes into my working copy. And then git stash pop. What did I fuck up? What did I fuck up? All right, let's see what I fucked up. Let's just load Unity back up. Unity. Hello, Unity. Yeah, reload. Why does it show 3 different windows here? Cancel? I think we should quit Unity and come back in. All right. According to source tree, everything looks good. I'm going to ignore what the command line is telling me. And we'll go over here. Not sure says it defaults to 0, not null. And then Arsenio, Yo, YouTube actually sent notification on correct time. Hey, man. Hey, look, I was fooling around with something before I came on. Let me see if I can get this to work really quick. Oh. Well, now it's okay. All right, we're gonna do some YouTube stuff for a second. I got this. I can do this. Okay, so what I can do is I can add a color source right here, and then okay, I know that's gonna look bad for a second, but just calm down. Okay, so width is going to be 600, height is going to be 800, and then wait, oh no. Okay, this is going to look terrible for a second, but okay, let me see if I can do that there. Okay, this is going to get Inception like for a second, but I want to get the chat window on the screen. Let me see if I do it like this. Okay, but what I can do is I can drag that here, right there. Okay, easy. Okay, and then I got to do. I'm going as fast as I can, boys. I'm going as fast as I can. Just bear with me. Wait. Edit transform. That's what I want. And then wait, bounding box. Is it no bounds that allows me to edit it freely? No, it's not. One of these stretch to bounds. That's what I want. Okay, and then we can go like this. Easy. All right. And then I can, okay, close that. That's good. I'm working on it still, boys. I'm working on it still. Just give me a second. I need to add a filter. That's what I need to do. Add a filter. And then I need to add a color key. And then I need to make this opaque. There we go. Oh, that looks terrible. Maybe I should just have it as a black background. Looks good with a clear background. You think so? That's not going to be hard to read? What if I just instead... here, let me see. Select color. What if I just make it a black background? And then... filter. I just bring this back. Like, how's that? Let me do something. I'm trying to get the chat to scroll as far as it's going to scroll. Okay. It's going to scroll a little bit up. Right there. Clear is what everyone does. You can take the YouTube background. Okay, so what do you think of that? Like, let me know what you think of that. I'm going to keep that for now. If you hate it, if we end up hating it, we'll just get rid of it. Hex 2A2E32 for the background. Is that what you're saying for the background? Let's try it. I'm gonna go with Arsenio. I know that's not your name, but oh wait, it is your name, Arsenio. Yeah. Okay. Was it properties? Okay, I'm going to try Arsenio's background just for the heck of it. Select color. So what was it? It was 2A2E32. Is that better? I think that might be a little bit better. I don't know. All right, you guys let me know. I was literally getting ready to click on the X on OBS. Okay. All right. And then I even did this too. Let me show you what else I did. I added a is that working? No, not that. This. Oh, that's not working. Oh, it is working. It's just underneath of the a second camera, but I don't have any use for that right now. Okay, let's get back to the topic at hand. Now that we have chat on the screen, let's do it. You need to move the chat a little bit up. It cuts the last message. All right, let me do that. Oh, yeah. Oh, it cuts a few of them. Okay. And then it looks like the background, like color source. All right. Let me know how that is. We'll work with that for now. Okay, let's open up the project again. Hopefully it shouldn't take a while. It shouldn't take too long. Come on, come back. Okay, there it is. Oh boy, you need to move the chat. Okay, I read that. Thank you, Arsenio. Thank you, everybody, for the help. Clear is what everybody does. Not sure. I could do clear. The other thing I tried was like having like my beautiful face, because I know you guys. I know you guys definitely want to be looking at me during the stream, and then so just having like the camera and the chat on like one side of the screen, and then just make the screen itself, my screen, the monitor, just shrink that a little bit. But that might be harder to read for you guys, so I don't know. All right, so let's see. It's Unity. Okay, here we are. Okay, we're back. We're back, boys. We're back. Okay, so we have successfully merged Matthew's PR. Thank you very much. And then we have we've restored what we were working on. So the issue I am facing here's the issue that I am facing. I want the rusty knife to be a prefab. But in order for it to be a prefab, it needs to have things on it. Like, let me show you. Let me show you what I mean exactly. So if we let's go into the prefab. So the item data, no big deal. And then the menu. So what I had to do with that is I had to make the menu a prefab in order to attach the menu as a prefab. And then, so now if I look at the menu prefab, it has its own dependencies, like the crosshair and then the help text. I can't drag them from the hierarchy, which is where they live now. I would have to make the crosshair and the help text a prefab as well, which I could do. Which I could do, but this kind of tells me, this is kind of making me think. When I start having to like move dependencies around like that, it starts to kind of like trigger like, well, wait a minute. I mean, I can do that, but I feel like I'm doing it wrong, right? Like I don't know. It's just like an instinctual thing from like, experience and instinct. Like when you start having to move things around a lot and kind of restructure things in order to accommodate how you want to structure something, it makes you think maybe my structure is not the way to go. Yeah, just like that looks good, but I'm more a fan of a big chat and last like 5 message, not entire chat history. We'll put it up for a, let's see, start a poll. Do you like the chat? And then let's see, add option. So let's see, we'll have yes, we'll have no, get rid of it. With fewer messages. All right, so I'm adding with fewer, make it bigger with fewer. All right, we'll do this. We'll start a poll. Not Sure says, hi, Mom. Hi, Mrs. Shore. And then, oh, wait, I already read that. Also, clear background takes up less real estate. It's true. Oh, maybe I should add a message. Maybe I should add an option. No, get rid of it. No, make it bigger with fewer messages. Oh, 100% have voted. Oh, everybody voted for make it bigger. Wow, okay. I mean, everybody's 3 people, but still. Okay, I'll give it a minute. So, let me ask the crowd here, because like I said, now I have to start moving all these things in as prefabs. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. It feels wrong, but maybe it's okay. But let's try it and let's do that, and then see what other issues we run into. So I need the crosshair and the help text to be a prefab. So let me go back to the hierarchy here. I have like 3 different HUD things, so I want to consolidate the HUDs, the hoods. So let's try this. Let's start with Crosshair. If I go to prefabs and let's just go to create a folder because we want to try and like stay somewhat organized, I guess. We'll move them in the HUD. So we will have the Crosshair, and that automatically becomes a prefab in there. And then there is the other one, which I think is yes, here, help text, which is in here. I can move that also as a prefab. So now they both automatically become prefabs. And then if I go back to the menu, the item interact menu, so now I should be able to drag Crosshair to Crosshair and then drag help text to help text. And let's see if that works. And then at this point, everything is a prefab. I mean, maybe that's okay. Maybe this approach is okay. I don't know. Oh, I know what the issue there is. I know what the issue there. I think I know what the issue there is. I need to go to the... That's what I need to do. I need to deactivate the item interact menu. I think. Oh. Okay. Why is that showing up? I think this is why. Now I'm a little concerned that I've confused something. Okay, let's go over to the knife. Okay, so that does not work. Agreed, it can get messy. We can have an Interact UI Manager prefab and link the knife prefab to it and extend the menu manager to possibly take custom messages to also show hide. It can also contain a crosshair objects, but yeah, many ways to do this. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of like the best way. Well, first, now I want to know why the way that, like, what I think is the messy way. Now I want to know why that's not working. We'll figure that out in a sec. I think it has to do with the fact that there's no panel. I think what I need to do, because this is the old one, I think I need to drag this up into here, maybe? Maybe. And then Rusty Knife should have this one. It's not going to work. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this, and then I think I need that to be turned off. I know what the issue is. Let me confirm it first. Oh, and now we have no crosshair, boys. We've lost the crosshair too. Okay. All right. This is why we check in often. We're just going to kind of nuke. We'll keep the new files we've added, but we can, let's see, what is this? Okay, that should be fine. Let's just check that in so that we don't get confused. So that I don't get confused. I'm old. I have no memory. Also, so let's put the item name in quotes. We'll do that. So it looks like you guys make it bigger with fewer messages. I'm always told to make it bigger. Okay. Why not? I think a lot of this is in Game Unity. Let's kind of start over with this. We can discard. One thing I do not like about Git And maybe you guys know a solution to this, because at least I haven't figured out how to do it. Oh yeah. I haven't figured out how to stash a single file. Maybe you can. Maybe you can do it through the command line. I don't know. Can you stash a single file with Git? Let's see. Yes. Oh. Git stash push. Okay. Well, I'm an idiot. I guess I never looked into it. Okay, so here's the big knife that we were messing with earlier. So we still have to figure out, so how does the wiring look? Oh, so it's still kept the crosshair and help text, but I don't think let me see, it's the crosshair and help text. Is it? Okay, that's not the same crosshair, so let's delete that. I'm scared. I'm legitimately scared. Let me do this for a second. Okay, game unity is clean. So if I delete the crosshair, game unity is going to change, and if I need to, I can just back out that change. Let's make sure. Okay, here's the moment of truth, boys. Here we do it. Let's do it. Okay, and now game unity should be modified. It takes a second. Refresh. Oh, just the prefab file disappeared. Okay, that makes sense. Right? Crosshair is still there. So, okay, so let's talk about how we would do it with like a singleton manager. So I've seen Matthew suggest, I think, a menu manager. Let's see, what did you say? Interact UI manager, and then you also mentioned a menu manager. The knife object should contain what's in the pop-up and the available behaviors, which is kind of what I'm trying to do. The issue is that, what do you mean by the knife object, right? Like, do you mean it's so? And what I mean by that is the knife object is to when you drag it into the hierarchy, that is one sense of the knife object when you drag it into the hierarchy, but then there is also the prefab sense of it. So there's two ways to do this. There is, in this way, which we have on the screen, which is implemented, we have dragged the knife into the hierarchy, and then to that object in the hierarchy, we have attached everything we need. However, that's bad, right? Because if you need a million knives, So what I am trying to do is I am trying to have everything attached to the prefab. So that way we can just drag the prefab into the hierarchy, and then everything else attached to it should just work. The issue with that is you have to, in order to attach it to the prefab, everything has to be a prefab, right? Because now you start getting into like everything that every action in the prefab uses now has to be a prefab itself. And that's causing me to drag things like the crosshair and the help text and everything into the prefab. And maybe that's okay. I'm just trying to figure out if maybe there is a better pattern to use. Not sure says do it in the prefab. Let me do something else for you guys real quick. Wait a minute, that's weird. Oh, I see what it is. Okay, so all of you said make it bigger with that. Okay, so all right, I'm going to fool around with the chat offline, I guess, because I can't figure I don't see a way to really make it bigger with fewer messages unless I do something like this. Right? Like, yeah, no. right? That's weird. Okay, I'm just going to leave it alone for now. All right, we'll go with that for now. Let me know. It's transparent, so hopefully it's not blocking too much. Okay, so not sure. Do it in the prefab. Do it in prefab. Do you like the? Oh, okay. I ended the poll. And so everybody was like, make it bigger with fewer messages. Okay, I've been working all my life to make it bigger, and I haven't had a lot of success. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to make it bigger, because then that'll make you guys. That'll make my wife. I mean, it'll make you guys happy. It'll make my wife happy. It'll make everybody happy. So bigger is better. That's what but honestly, it's not the size of the messages, it's the quality of the messages. Just remember that. Okay, so how do we do this? Let's ask AI. Let's try, and the reason I want to ask AI is I want to explain the problem to AI, because oftentimes, at least with me, and I let me know if you guys experience this too. Oftentimes, just explaining the problem to somebody kind of like helps you think about it and come to your own conclusion. Like, that is a very common thing. Like, there's somebody that I work with, like my best work friend, essentially. And I'll do that all the time with him. He's a smart guy. And I'll constantly just be like, hey, and then I type out this long paragraph, and then I have to go back and edit the paragraph, because I realize it's explaining it to him is helping me organize my thinking process. And oftentimes, if you just organize your thinking process, the solution will just become obvious. So let's explain it to AI. Okay. And I'm going to type it out. I could transcribe it, but I think typing it out is better for this kind of thing, because now you have to be very careful about what you say. Well, you have to be very deliberate about what you say, but you can go back and kind of edit it before you actually submit it. So let's see. Okay. I have in my, it helps if you can type. In my game, I have a concept of items in the game that you can pick up and use for various things. E.g. Remember, IE is EG is an example. IE is in other words. Okay, EG, a weapon. Okay. You could have it so the prefab grabs the existing crosshair you're using. I don't understand why the knife prefab needs the crosshair at all. The knife itself doesn't need it. But the menu, that little menu, the menu needs the crosshair, because when the menu pops up, the menu needs to disable the crosshair. I mean, it needs to make it invisible. So the menu needs the crosshair, and the knife needs the menu. So maybe, okay, so let's think about that. Would there be a way, maybe I could just have it, I was going to say maybe I could have it instantiate. I could have it instantiate the menu. But no, it would still need to know what menu object to instantiate. The menu should be part of the character. So what you're saying there, actually, I think I see what you're getting at, because the character is kind of like a singleton. I wish Razman was here, because he would like cream his pants. But I see what you're saying. So the menu should be part of the character. I would say the menu should actually be part of the HUD. But we're kind of saying the same thing, because those are like singleton objects, and you could kind of use them as like, you could kind of use them as a reference of where you look for something. So you could have the knife say, hey, I need to go to the global HUD, which is actually just a menu manager. The knife could have a concept of the menu manager and then say, this is my type. Give me do your thing with the menu and give me back the action to do. But I don't know if that makes sense either. Make the menu external to the knife. Yeah, that's kind of what I just said. Because the knife, now I'm kind of thinking, I'm going back and forth in my mind that the knife should have the menu. I don't like the idea of the interact menu being in the knife prefab itself. If we spawn multiple knives, you'll have multiple UI canvases. I'd have one interact menu manager that handles the crosshair and showing the interaction menu. You can grab the data about the interactive object with the interface, so it would work like a knife and bat. And Matthew says, "Yeah. I think we're all getting to the same place." Because basically, what there should be an object external to the knife. But see, no matter what, the knife is going to have to know what that external object is. So I guess I really do wish Razman was here, because if you say it's a singleton, and it would have to be a singleton, because even if we go the route of a player, I know what I'm saying is not making a lot of sense. It's because I'm like thinking and talking at the same time. So I'm like, boom, 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 boom. Interact manager. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm headed. That's kind of where I'm headed, is towards some type of interact manager. There would only be one of them. The interact manager would have the canvas, or at least know where the canvas is. I kind of want but here's the thing. I kind of want the object to be able to tell the interact manager, hey, when the player interacts with me, here are the player's options. They can pick me up. They can kick me. Because I was trying to think of like what actions could a player do on an item without picking it up. Obviously, picking up is one of them. They can't throw it, because they would have to pick it up first and then throw it. So throwing would be like not an interact, but like just a player action or something like that. We'll think about that later. But so he could pick it up, he could kick it, because you don't have to pick it up to kick it. He could maybe examine, because I was trying to think of a second one. Kick was the first one that came to mind. Maybe examine is a good example. You could examine it, and then that just shows a little bit of data about the item, like the name of the item, maybe how much damage it does, things like that. So we could go, let's start with those two, pick up and examine. So I would want the knife to say, hey, interact manager, the player can either pick me up, examine me, or kick me. But something like a tree, the tree would be like, hey, the player can only examine me. Well, I need to go to work on my diploma project in college. Good luck to you. If you want, I can send you GitHub. Have a nice day, bro. Hey, man, like I if you're offering like a PR, I am open to PRs. I am submit a PR. We'll review it. We'll talk about it. And like, hey, I am completely open to PRs. And I am not too proud. I'm not. I try my best to be not a proud person and a humble person. So like if you want to improve upon something I've done, by all means. But yeah, good luck on your project. Come back again. Come back again. We'll see you soon, sir. We'll see you soon, mister. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we do this? So the item will always say, hey, here are the options. And if they select the option, here is the action to take. I kind of like that. And so if we go to item data, right? Like you should almost have like a something like public list. I'm just going to do a list of string now, right? Not a list, a list. A list of string. And then this would be, God damn it. I'm going to be explicit. Interact actions. Oh, wait. Interaction text. Is interaction actually a word? Yeah, of course it is. The interaction. Oh, yeah, of course it is. I had it. Of course that's a word. We'll have to spawn buttons for that. Then we'll also get into dynamic UI elements and use the on-click listener like you did before. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm going. So let me just comment these out. I don't want to forget about the icon, and maybe there will be a use for a prefab. I just want to comment them out now. So yeah, this feels good. So interaction text. So then let's see. Text, or I'm sorry, string doesn't feel right. I feel like it should probably be like a struct. Because think about this. Let's see. Or actually call these interactions is what we'll call them. Think about how like you would have an interaction would have the text like kick, pick up, but maybe down the road it could have like a little icon. And then also maybe each action could have like a cost, like maybe, you know, it like if you pick this thing up, it does damage or something like that. So let's go here. Let's try struct item interaction name, interaction description. I don't know if we have to have an interaction description, but I think maybe we should just call this interaction. I was almost like, maybe should I make that a scriptable object too? Like, should I make interaction data a scriptable object? Not sure says yes, feels correct. Yeah, I think so. And Not sure says LOL. I was thinking a struct too. Yeah, right, because the string's only going to have so much data. One thing I'm not liking about the string here is that means at some point I'm going to be comparing strings, and that feels wrong. Right? Because think about it. If the user clicks the button, I feel... I guess it's not that terrible. I guess it's not that bad. Because now what we'll need is we would need some type of handler. So think about this. Like Matthew said, we get into dynamic UI elements because now what we're handing to the interaction manager is we're saying, here's our list of interactions. Now, the interaction manager is going to have to tell the user it's going to have to tell the item what action the player selected. Now, I guess you could use a string. It feels a little dirty, but maybe that's okay. Like my mind is like enum, like maybe each item data could have an enum of actions. I'm going back and forth. Let's go. We're gonna go with a string slash. We're actually just gonna go with a string all the way for now. For now, this will likely turn into a struct, and it might even turn into a dictionary. Maybe. But for now, we're going to go with a string. It should just load the entire struct when the user clicks the button. Well, what's going to happen is, so let's go to item interact menu. So probably what's going to happen here. All right, we got to think about this. And here's the other issue. My OCD mind is going to want to change these interactions because we have a whole interaction structure, not a struct, but a whole interaction structure for the NPCs, for the friendly NPCs. Like we're going to need it. Like I'm going to want to adopt this structure for the NPCs as well. Okay, but that's all right. That's all right. Okay. Ugh. Ugh. I think we're getting it, boys. Ugh. Let's start with string and let's build it up. We can always make it more complex. Not sure says yes. That is what I am saying. This is that's something I see a lot with junior engineers is that they start out the door complex and it's like whoa, slow down, start simple, and then build upon it. It is good if you know where you want to go because then you can build for where you want to go. But just calm down. Just calm down. All right. Like I really want to build I really want to build a cat enclosure. Because we have 2 cats. They're both indoor cats. And I have this window. I have a couple of windows towards the back of my house. And I would love to have some cat enclosure that is basically resting up against the window so I could open the window and then the cats could just go out the window into the cat enclosure. And like I'm thinking like all kinds of stuff. Like, okay, well the cat enclosure, it could have like automatic doors, it could have motion sensors, it could have all like I'm like, no. Start with a goddamn box that the cats can get into without breaking out of. Like start there. But I do think it would be kind of cool to have like a live stream of the cat enclosure. I also want to do this. I know I'll talk. I'll get back to programming, but I also want to do chickens. Like I could have chickens, but I travel too much, and my wife is like, "No, you can't get chickens because I'm going to end up taking care of them." I'm like, "Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's a fair assessment." But I would love to have chickens, and I've seen this done. A few people have done this, but like you have a chickens with a live camera, like a live stream, and then people, if they like donate or like they do like a what is it? Not a super chat. Yeah, a super chat. If they do like a super chat for like $1, something happens in the chicken enclosure, like it drops treats down, and then the chickens come running towards the treat. And like if you do $5, maybe there's like a disco ball that spins around, and the chickens go crazy, something like that. Anyway, I made a doorbell for my cat. The cat would touch the mat with a sensor, and it would ring the doorbell. I mean, that's awesome. Is she an outdoor cat? Let's make a skateboard, and then we can make a Mars lander. This sounds like Thor's ferret cam. Oh, is Thor the guy that uses the fake voice filter because he says he went through like a second puberty, which is absolute BS. He's using a voice filter. There's no doubt about it. Like I am convinced. Let me check private messages. Let me send this link to my buddy. What's this over here? Eating and getting food is a bad fight. Oh my God. Pirate Software. Yeah, that's definitely the guy I'm thinking of. He's like, oh, so angry. So wait, a buddy is telling me that Trump sent a ceasefire message, or what the hell? Tweet. My buddy who lives in India, he's like freaking out about Trump's last tweet. Well, I guess he's on Truth Social. I refuse to sign up for Truth Social because it's stupid. But what did I miss? After a long night of talks mediated by the United States, I am pleased to announce that India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire. Congratulations to both countries on using common sense and great intelligence. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Okay, well. Okay. Well, hopefully it lasts, right? Like, I mean, like that India and Pakistan thing, it was like headed towards I was talking to my buddy in India, and I'm like, do you think this could lead to nuclear war? And of course, he's Indian, so he's biased. And he even says as much, but he's like, well, if it did, Pakistan would be annihilated, wiped off the map. And I'm like, okay, all right. Although I like JD Vance's stance on it, where he was just like, it's none of our business. I'm like, that's fair too. Okay, enough politics. I don't want to alienate anybody. I don't want to offend people. I mean, Lisa's already trying to cancel me, so I don't want to, make her angry. Okay, so this is going to look completely different, as will the NPC Interact menu. That doesn't mean we don't need them. So what is it going to look like? That is a question. What is this Interaction Manager going to look like? What is any of this going to look like? So the Interaction Manager... So first of all, here's the first thing. Let's start at the beginning. When we we got to think about... Okay, let's start with the hover text. Or do we need to start with the hover text? Maybe not. Where does the help text come from? I'm trying to remember. It comes from... Oh, no. It comes from the interactable interface, which I think is fine. The interactable interface will probably be what invokes the Interaction Manager. Look who it is. Well. Look who it is. Mr. Razman, Singleton Man. You should have been here last night. I was talking all about singletons. As a matter of fact, I think we're about to use a singleton, Razman. I think we're going to have Matthew and Not Sure have both convinced me that I think we are going to have an interaction singleton, an interaction manager singleton. I asked a couple of Indians here, and they said is common and nothing to be afraid of. Well, probably, maybe. Let me ask my buddy. That's a good thing, right? And my buddy actually, like Bharat, if you're in the chat, let us know. My Indian friend Bharat, who I sent him the link to this stream, so maybe he's in here. I don't know, but so there's a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. That's good, right? Like, are people going to be mad? Like, people hate Trump so much that they're probably like somebody is going to talk about how this is a bad thing. Like, somebody is going to say it is very bad that Trump was able to help negotiate a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Lisa says, I'd watch, but I'm at work. All right. But somebody's not going to like it. Somebody is going to be opposed to this ceasefire just because Trump made that tweet. I swear, Trump could come out and say free abortions up to 10 months for everybody. And people, the pro-abortion people would be, again, they would have issues with it. Like, no matter what he does. Like, free health care for everybody. And people are going to say, there will be a news article that says why Trump's free health care is a bad thing. Why people should not get free health care. There's going to, it's going to be, okay, I got to stop the politics. I'm going to stop. Let's talk about what really matters. And that's the Singleton Interaction Manager. We got to figure out what that looks like. So again, we have an item. We have the item data, which is going to have the interactions on it. So let's go ahead and build the interaction for... We have the scriptable object. Where did that go? Where did I put it? Scripts? Interactions, maybe? Yes, I have everything in interactions right now. So this item data... Oh, no, I need to modify Rusty Knife. Duh. Oh. List is not on there. Is list not a... Or was it? Maybe I... Okay, what if I delete the Rusty Knife? And then what if I create a new game? Oh, wait, here. Okay. Oh! I'm an idiot. Okay, so I need to create. I see what it is. I see what the problem is. There was the error was telling me right at the bottom. I just need to do this. Okay. All right. So it's reloading. I asked okay, Trump also posted, Bharat, it is good as long as these crappy shootings do not repeat again. Yes, I mean, that's fair. Like a ceasefire should be a ceasefire. What happens if they break the ceasefire? Honestly, I think what would help is if India and Pakistan as a country watched my stream. That could bring them together, and then there would be peace. Okay. So now I'm really curious to see what happens if we create this scriptable object. Create game and then item. And then we have rusty knife. And then here we go. We have the interactions. So the name is rusty knife. Damage 5, whatever. Okay, so interactions. So it would have the pickup interaction. I'm resisting the urge to get fancy with this. All right. Nope. And then another element will be, what was examine, right? And actually, we'll make examine first. And then pick up second. So the thing I don't like about this is that what's going to happen then is we're going to tell the interaction manager, like, hey, the player wants to interact with me. Here are my options. And then the interaction manager is going to be like, cool. Oh, here's the option they selected. So that data of passing it back, it's all by string now, right? It's all by this interaction string, which I'm not crazy about. But maybe it's okay for now. Not sure. Not sure. You can place any object into a list. Curious as to why that's a limitation. I'm not sure what limitation you're talking about, but all right. If those... Oh, yeah. This is going to get tricky, boys. This is going to get tricky. So, because what we need now... okay, and this interact menus... This should almost be the interaction manager thing canvas, right? Like that's, I'm going to leave it as interact menus for now. But, yeah. The dynamic UI kind of concerns me a little bit, but maybe it's not that bad. Curious as to, okay, can we replace the strings with actions? Yes. I mean, that's kind of like what I would actually kind of prefer some dictionary or something where you had an enum to a struct that contained a string and an action and whatever else. That's kind of what I would ideally do it, but I think we're just going to start as strings at first. Just until I get my bearings. Because I'm still unclear as to what this is going to look like. But we'll get there. So I think to this canvas, we will have to attach a script that script will probably be where the interaction manager lives. Tell me if I'm wrong, or tell me if you have a better idea, or you think there's an issue with my idea. But what we'll have... So we'll have down here, we'll go ahead and we'll create the baby that it is, mono behavior interaction manager .cs. And then for now, I'm thinking the interaction manager .cs, that file, that script will have to live here. It'll be attached to this canvas because it's eventually going to create panels under the canvas. Or maybe we should have a panel already. Maybe we attach it to the panel. I'm not sure. Okay, let me ask. Okay, this is where we can ask AI. Because what this is going to look like on the knife. Ooh. We could cheat. Like we could be bad. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not that much of cheating. If I add a tag or a layer. Let me think about this. Because if I add a tag, if I add a interaction manager tag, so that way, and that's on the mint, and then I make this interaction manager. Now, let me know if it should be a layer or something like that. Not sure. It will blow your mind when you'll find out that in C++ you need to do just the same. You need to do the same just to print to the console. Like, why do we need to unlock capability with system collections generic? Are you talking to not sure? Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Not sure. Like, you need to conclude the libraries. Like, not all libraries are automatically included in the code you're writing. So list lives inside of that library, and if you don't include that library, I mean, you can kind of think of it. Well, I kind of think of them as C++ headers, although that's a very bad analogy. But if you don't include the library, then it doesn't know what the list is. The list is defined inside of that library. So that's why you have to include system collections generic, if that's what you're asking. Huh. God damn it. Give me a second, boys. God damn it. Ah, okay. Oh, whoa, my leg. My leg doesn't feel great. Ugh. I wanted to post. So Bharat wanted to Bharat is texting me and he wanted to post something in the chat, but then he was like, "Your video might get taken down." Yeah, let's a certain type of activities. I guess he was describing something as a certain type of activities. The certain thing begins with a T, and it rhymes with error. Okay. I don't know. It's just a namespace. I thought it was something that it is a namespace. You have to, and you can kind of think of namespaces as when I use the word library, it's not exactly like that, but that's kind of how you can think about it, right? And you're correct. It is just a namespace, but, and that's another way to think about it. Like the compiler is only going to use things in the namespaces that you tell it to use things in. And so you have to say, hey, list is inside of this namespace. Now in C#, can you do Yeah, you can. You could be explicit, right? Like, I think you can do this in C#. System, collections, generic, list. Like, I'm sure that's perfectly valid C#. But that'll give you the idea of what of like. Sometimes that's helpful to be very explicit, but in this case, I don't think it is. Okay. Now, so I attach the interaction manager to this panel. So what is this going to look like? What is this going to look like? So here is, I think this is where we open the menu. No? Yes. No. Well, WTF, where's the menu? Item interact menu. What am I confusing? I'm confusing something. Yeah, command menu no longer exists. Friendly NPC that's in the NPC. Oh, it'd be an item pickup? Yeah, it's an item pickup. Okay. So item pickup is attached to the model prefab. Is that correct? Come on, Unity. Come on. Yes, item pickup is attached. So instead of having this link here to item interact menu, item pickup, it would instead do something like interaction. Yes. Yeah, look at this. Yeah. I mean, AI gets me. And so interaction manager being the singleton, I know Razman is happy. Interaction manager being the singleton, we don't need to explicitly link anything. It can just get it. Okay. And then interaction manager is what we already defined on the interact menu. So interaction manager here, but it's not doing much of anything right now. We need to fill in the blanks. It just has start and update. Void. Let's make it public. Public. Public void. Do it. Debug. Do it called. And then simply over here. So it's not a singleton yet. This interaction manager is not a singleton. I need to remember the singleton pattern. But is it okay to make a mono behavior? Does it need to be a mono behavior? Does it need to be? It does need to be a mono behavior because it's going to have the panel and things like that. So it does need to be a mono behavior, but it needs to be a singleton. Can you make a singleton object in Unity that is also a mono behavior? Sure it is. Razman says, I dreamed of this day. Anti-pattern warning. Do not try new game manager. That won't work for mono behaviors. Mono. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. All right. Okay. Safe version. What's the unsafe? Auto creating for managers that might not exist in a scene already. Yes, I want the auto create version. Okay, so just do it in Awake. All right, that makes sense. I dreamed of this day. All right. So yeah. So what does this say? Okay, private static instance, private static interaction manager. Oh, look, AI already knows. Okay, so what is this doing? This is the get if instance equals null, instance find object. What is this about? Yeah, this is... Oh, wait. That's the game component. No. What? This is adding the component. It's adding a component called interaction manager. Yeah, Matthew. Okay, so Razman says, not sure says Razman. We watched an entire talk about why singletons are terrible for game development. When you weren't here, Razman says, not sure. Actually, I was doing my homework for singletons, and now I think they are bad for online and multiplayer games. They're just bad in general. Matthew says, scrap that AI answer. But still, they were a public static interaction manager private set awake instance equals this. Yeah, awake. Yeah, that sounds much better. Like that sounds like get. I'm not going to have it do the auto create private set. Can't you just do something like this? Yeah, like that. Actually, I don't even need this, right? I can just do this. I can do that, right? with this syntactic sugar. Okay, so get instance this. And then in awake, like you said, we created an awake. I'm just going to assume that it doesn't exist. So we'll just have instance equals this. Okay. So we have Razman, Matthew, do you have a channel? Oh, Razman wants to cheat on me. He wants to go watch somebody else's channel. I see how it is. Matthew's English. You won't be able to understand him with his accent. It's just that accent. Who can understand that accent? All right. Okay, so that should be the interaction manager. So wait, now this has to be. No, it doesn't have to be static. No. I was thinking the do it method had to be static. So this do it. I do have videos on old live streams, but they were just messing around for nothing serious. All right, let me see. Instance do it, and then okay. All right, let's see if we got compilation errors. This rusty knife is still referencing the things the old way, so it should be all right. But wait a minute, will it? No. All right, let's see. Let's go over here and here. Whoa. Okay, there it is. Okay, I can't miss that knife. We're not getting the help text. And then are we getting the log message? Do it called. Yes. Okay, there's... Oh, item data is null. Okay. That's because on the rusty knife here, yeah, item data is missing. Oh, that's right, because remember we recreated the thing. Where is it? Interactions, I think. Scripts, interactions. Oh, I was hoping. I hear my wife coming upstairs. I was hoping she was bringing me breakfast. Oh, hi. You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi to everybody, Muan. Say hi. I'm just a stupid dog. Hi. Oh, he's such a handsome boy. He's so handsome. He's so handsome. How'd you get so handsome? You're just so handsome. All right. I speak Mexican British. Petrol Wuta. Wuta. Petrol. Bumper shoot. Boot. Get the bumper shoot out of the boot. I need to put more petrol in my auto. I guess they actually say car. All right. Let's make sure this works. Yeah, so we get the help text, press E to interact with rusty knife. We get this, and then we get the message down here. So we know that this is going to be tough. We know that this is working. So what we would want ideally is we want something like interaction manager instance open. Yeah, something like, I guess, open menu. Actually, I was going to say, like, do we need to say open NPC menu? Do we need to distinguish? But no, since it's an open menu, all we are doing it is say, here are the options. Tell me what the user selects. That's it. So in that case, it would just be item data interactions, right? Interactions, yeah. Ugh. Why are these? If it's public, it should have a capital name. I don't know why these have lowercase names. And I know Razman's probably like freaking out, like that should be serialized field. Although maybe he forgives that in a scriptable object. I don't know. But okay, so this should be item data, then interactions here. Dot interactions. Does that compile? That should be compilable. No. Item data does not contain a definition for item name. Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't. That's fair. It's a nice day outside. I think my wife forgot to make me breakfast. She said, "I'll make you breakfast," and now she's upstairs taking a shower. Hey. Okay. Oh, we haven't defined open menu, obviously. So let's define that over here. Excuse me. This should work. All right. Let's see if this compiles. Oh. All right. Now it's going to compile. I have a feeling it's going to compile. It's going to compile. I'm going to be so happy. It's so hard being a handsome boy. It's hard. You want to lay down? Come on, lay down. The reason I have this second camera is for him, but he doesn't spend any time in here. See, he just left. He was like, screw that. I'm out of here. I'm like, okay, fine. You want to be like Razman and leave as soon as you get here? Cool. Fine. I don't care. My feelings aren't hurt. Okay, so menu called, open menu. Oh, wait, did I not have any? Maybe I didn't. Oh, wait, no, I did. Didn't I? Wait. The actions are defined on the Rusty Knife thing. The Rusty Knife scriptable object. Oh, wait. How's that work? Oh, okay. It didn't work. Okay. Pick up is an action, and then the second one is examine. All right, we'll do that. So now we should get the log messages, and then we have to figure out how to dynamically create buttons. Like, something tells me that's going to be a pain in the ass. But maybe it won't. Maybe it won't be that bad. Yeah, pick up, examine. Okay. So, I mean, I shouldn't even had to test that. That should be easy peasy. All right, let's check some stuff in. So, we added. Yeah, the kitchen prefab has the menu. We added it just for the sake of it for now. Game Unity, I don't know what we did here, but we'll just go with it. Item data.cs, we've been fooling around with that, as well as item pickup. Yeah, we fooled around with that. Rusty Knife asset. Oh, okay. I guess it did change. I guess what changed? Okay, whatever. I don't care. Oh, we added a new tag. Okay, because the tag is how... No, we didn't even need the tag. Oh, wait, we might need the tag. And then we added the HUD, the menu, the HUD text, this... I'm just going to add all of that. Oh, no. Well, wait. No, okay. Yeah, we'll add that. This game is so poorly... Like, there's so much junk and everything that this game is awful. It's just awful. But it's my first Unity game, so just chill, okay? Just chill. Okay, push. Working on an interaction menu. Interaction manager. Let's see. My wife is telling me that she did not feed the animals. Oh, she did make me breakfast. Oh, I'm gonna go get that breakfast sandwich, boys. I gotta make the breakfast sandwich. I'm gonna be back in like 5 minutes. She's getting ready to leave. Which is great. I'm gonna have like that. It's gonna be wonderful. We're gonna have so much fun. My nav mesh links are great though. They're not. Yeah. All right, I'm going to do some shameless self-promotion, and I'm going to play one of my travel videos while I go downstairs. I'm going to take a leak. Then I'm going to prepare my breakfast sandwich, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to eat it in front of you guys so you can be like, yummy. Let's see. Let's play a video. What shameless self-promotion video should I play? How about I'm trying to think of which was one of my more fun videos for me, because it's not about you guys, it's about me. Okay, you know what? We'll do some ASMR driving around in Punta Arenas, Chile, listening to the radio. All right, I'll be back in a couple minutes.
decir que está impedido para tener una pareja estable. El llegarse a enamorar es que la persona se le aleje y se le retire. Y en el amor está cruzado porque este huesito me marca que persona que ha llegado se le ha retirado de la vida suya. Una suerte cruzada. Este huesito me habla del...
I just saw Razman's request for the India video. Well, if you go to Addy Goes Places, you can watch the India video all you want. I have multiple India videos. Not a lot. One, two, three, four, five, six. 6 of them. Man, when I went to St. John's, Canada, so I'm sure you can speak to this, Razman. St. John, I think I talked about this before. What a dump. It was as bad. It wasn't. It was almost as bad as San Francisco. I don't think that St. John's felt as dangerous as San Francisco felt. In St. John's, it was like, okay, you might get stabbed, but at least the person stabbing you will be polite because that's just how Canadians are. Whereas in San Francisco, it was like Mad Max. It was like Mad Max world, just like every man for himself. It was awful. But you know what's good? My wife, she makes these amazing breakfast sandwiches. I don't know why they're so good, but they're delicious. We'll watch this video. We'll watch I'm sorry. We'll get back to working on the game after I'm done eating. So good. Yeah, no, India was fun. India was cool. I already told the story about the smell, but yeah, I got tattooed.
It is Sunday, January 21st, 2024, and I am here in the city of Bangalore.
I had 3 different people before I got tattooed. 3 different people were like, "Don't do it. Don't get tattooed in India." And like even a coworker, Addy, don't get tattooed in India. And these were Indian people telling me not to get tattooed in India. Addy, don't do it. Don't get tattooed in India. Don't get tattooed in India. It was fine. I got tattooed in India. It was fine. But like it was like Indian people telling me, don't get tattooed in India. Don't get tattooed. I'm thinking about cutting my hair like this again. Like long on top where I'm balding, short on the sides where I have plenty of hair. That's what I'm thinking. That's the style I'm thinking about going back to. Let's ask AI. If I have a list, how do I create a button for each one? I am using, what am I using? If I would need, okay, I have a canvas. Let me just tell it. I have a pre-existing Unity canvas. So I guess I need to create a panel and the button objects themselves. How? Question mark. Let's see what AI says. Sorry, I'm not very interactive right now. I'm just eating. Oh, thank you. Thank you, not sure. In your canvas, right-click UI panel. Okay, so it wants me to create a panel already. Turn it into a prefab. Delete the one in the scene. So this has interaction button spawner. Okay, so instantiate a button prefab. Is that going to automatically lay them out? Want to go for, is this going, well, okay, let me ask AI. Is this going to automatically arrange them so that they are not overlapping? Let's see. Almost done. Almost done. I gotta finish chewing. Okay. Oh, that's so good. So good. I don't know what my wife does. It's probably poison. She's probably just slowly poisoning me. But if it is the most delicious way to die. Oh, those breakfast sandwiches. They're the breakfast sandwiches are the reason I can't lose weight. I mean, that and also the lack of exercise and the general poor diet decisions in general. But other than that, it is my wife's fault that I can't lose weight. Oh, so good. Oh, excuse me. God damn. And I asked her, I'm like, why do your breakfast sandwiches taste so good? And she actually has the best answer. She says because she cooked it. Because I didn't cook it, actually. It's not that she's saying that she's a great cook. She's just saying that food always tastes better when somebody else makes it. And there's some truth to that. There is some truth to that. So good. Not Sure says, I'm eating potato chips for breakfast. Guess who doesn't have a wife? What? Oh, man. I was checking my credit score. So for like a while now, I've had it fluctuates between... It's usually perfect. Like, literally, it's usually 850 perfect. But it's dropped by 23 points. I think that's probably because... because I had a balance on one of my credit cards. Okay, whatever. My dad, literally from like the age of like 8, he instilled into me like how important credit is, which I've kind of come to realize is BS, but he instilled like credit is incredibly important. And like, so all my life I have been exceptionally paranoid of paying bills late or just of like having my credit score go down. I remember so credit scores are only like what 10, 15, 20 years old, but credit reports have been around for a very long time. And I remember I was like 10 or 11 years old, and my father, back in the day, he had a business which basically, I forgot to turn the music down. Okay. But I was talking about how my father, way back in the day, he used to have he used to like lease cars to people, right? He would buy cars and then he would lease them, and it was a whole thing. But I remember I used to it was like my first job. I was like 11, 12 years old, and I would answer phones for my father. And these people, but they would call up and they would be asking about leasing cars. They wanted to lease cars. So my father, he would run credit reports on them. And this was back in like late 80s, early 90s. And I remember he would print out these reports. Or no, he would have to send away to some company, and then they would fax him the credit report. And so he would look at it, and I remember he taught me how to read a credit report. And so he would show me somebody's credit, and he'd be like, okay, look at this. Do you think I should lease a car to this person? And I just remember, I remember 9s being bad, I think. Like a 9 was like an indication of like you were late on a lot of payments. And so he would show me these people's credit reports and be like, do you think I should lease a car to this person? And like sometimes it was yes, sometimes it was no. But I learned to read a credit report at like the age of 10. And just he would instill into me like, you never want credit like this person. Don't ever have credit like this person. And as a result, like my credit is like perfect, like literally like near perfect. It's 827 right now. It was 850, but whatever. But that is a humble brag. I'm sorry. It's a humble brag. But I've come to since realize that really like the ultimate flex is to have bad credit because you never borrow money. That's the ultimate flex. Like the ultimate flex is like, yeah, my credit sucks because I don't borrow money. And I'm like, that's actually what should have been instilled in my head is like, don't borrow money. Just don't ever borrow money. So anyway, all right, let's get back to the show. Wait, my wife, I'm going to shut my door. Wait. When are you leaving, baby? Oh, you're naked. Are you taking Mulan? Okay. Is 820 just by skin color birth? Yes. Okay. I don't even want to touch that joke. Because, technically I am Latino, but look at me. I went to Bolivia. No, like one time when I was in Bolivia, I think I told this story, but I'll tell it again. And I'm in Bolivia, and I go to this clinic, and it's a different price. Like there's a price for Bolivian citizens, and then there's a price for foreigners. And they're like, "Can we have your passport?" And so I give them my Bolivian ID, and they're like, "No, no, no, we need your passport." And I'm like, I'm Bolivian. Yeah, but we need your we need your other passport. And I'm like, why? And they're just like, we just need it. And I'm like, no, this I'm a Bolivian citizen. Here is my ID. And at the time I was literally thinking about going back because they kept asking for my passport. And I was considering going back and getting my Bolivian passport to give to them. Because they wanted to charge me the gringo price. But it's like, no. I mean, I get it. But no, I'm one of you. One of you. Nacho says, I'm white and I have shit credit. Don't loan me money. I won't pay you back. I mean, yeah, that's the way to do it. I figure maybe in the last like 5 to 10 years, like when I hit like 65, maybe that's when I'll just start going all out. You know, there's like that junk mail you get that's like, you could take a loan up to up to $100,000. It's like, maybe I'll just start doing that. And I'll just a ton of credit because I'm tapping out soon anyway. And I'll tell my wife, I'll be like, honey, we should get a divorce. And the reason we should get a divorce is because I am going to go into, I'm going to go into so much debt. So when I die, fuck them. And then I want to have a divorce because I don't want them coming after your assets. Like, and then I can just give a bunch of, like, you get what I'm saying? So anyway, that's my end of life plan, which unfortunately probably going to be here in like 10 years. Ugh. I don't think I look 50. Maybe you guys disagree, but I don't feel 50, but I am. Jesus Christ, I'm old. Okay, so this is saying. Okay, let's start at the beginning. In your canvas, right-click UI panel, name it button panel. Okay, so we have this. We're going to create another panel. This does get tricky. Nah, maybe it's not that tricky. Okay, create. Okay, it's going to be under UI. I know that, and it's going to be panel, and we'll listen to the AI. We'll call it. Oh, right, I called it button AI. Jesus Christ, this is the senility. Button panel. Okay, and then the AI tells me also create a UI button. Okay, button panel. Inside button, add vertical layout group for auto layout. Okay, how do I do that? Is that I don't think that's is it a component? Like what is that? Inside button panel, add a vertical layout group component. Okay, vertical. There it is. Okay, perfect. Add a vertical layout group component. Add a single UI button, customize its appearance as wanted. Okay, so in here, okay, easy. Do I use yes, button text mesh pro? I'm going to say, okay, it just says button, UI button. Legacy. So there's button and there's button text mesh pro. Okay, let me see. Okay. For the following step is button text mesh pro. Okay, and then let me put the step down. Yes, it's perfectly fine. All right. Button text mesh pro. We'll just call it button. All right. Easy. You know what I need to do? Here's what I need to do. I need to copy this panel. I'm going to rename this to button panel old. I'm going to rename this to button panel. And then I'm going to drag this up here. It didn't help. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Because nothing is centered how I want it to be, right? Well, let's turn it on. See, the button is like in a weird place. Let me see. Why is the UI always showing me the other side? Okay. Not sure retracted a message. I saw it, but then I didn't read it, and now it's gone. So now I will never know what it is, and that makes me a little sad. If I do, let me see. I'm curious about something. If I do this, it's not actually. I'm afraid it's not actually going to lay out the buttons. Maybe it will. Oh, it did. Oh, my bad. I just wasn't zoomed out enough. Okay, that's good to know. That's good. That's good. Okay. So so it's saying basically make the button, customize it how you want, and then drag it into the assets folder to turn it into a prefab. So, again, everything is a mess. We're just going to do this right now. Okay. I'm going to name this interaction button. And then delete it from the panel. Why is it? Let me see. Yeah, why isn't it like that? Okay, let's figure that out in a minute, and let's figure that out later. We'll figure it out. Just calm down. Use the options in the vertical layout group. Okay. Where did it go? You have spacing, padding. Okay, I think what we'll do, we'll figure all that in a bit. Child element, upper left, width, child focus, force expand. Okay. All right. I am curious how I got these other panels to be just centered, but that one's taking up the whole. Oh, it's the stretch. I bet it has to do with the stretch. It's because it's all about the stretch. All right. Get your mind out of the gutter. Just Razman, get your mind out of the gutter. You are a married man. Stop it. Stop it. I am ashamed of you. Okay. Let's do this. So this is, interaction button spawner. I feel almost, let me see, start. This actually is what our interaction manager is. Button prefab. So the interaction manager will have to have the button prefab, which makes sense, and it will have to have the button panel, which also makes sense. So again, I think that this is perfect for our interaction manager class. So let's go ahead and get that started. Easy. Okay, there and there. How do you do multiple cursors in Windows? Is it Alt? Yes, it's Alt. Okay. Oh, shit. No, not like that. God damn it. Okay, now it's a matter of pride. How do I do it? Okay, and then I can go like that. I did the Mac muscle memory. Because I'm normally on Mac. Okay, button prefab instance. Okay, then we have the list itself, which is interactions only referred to in start. So we don't want to deal with that. We're actually going to do it in this open menu function. So we pass that in, and then we can take this like that. Easy. Well, let's instead of just doing it like let's go ahead and look at each one. So it instantiates a button. Text button. Oh, okay. So then it just is changing the. Okay, that makes sense. It's changing the text. And then it's adding a listener. Okay, that's easy enough. And then and then we have this on interaction called here, which really doesn't do much, but that's fine. It's just debugging. Okay, perfect. So we do this. We open call menu. We do that now. So apparently that is it. Kinda. Because so this menu open, this also makes active. I'm going to delete that or not. I'm going to comment it out. This will also, if I go to, what was it? Interaction menu base. It is setting, it's activating the panel. So we're going to have to do that as well. Button panel set active. True. Now do I want the interaction manager to have the crosshair and the help text? I guess that's okay. I guess. Okay. All right. I think we're good. Probably not, but I know I'm forgetting something, but whatever. Regulatory capture is the best business model. Oh, regulatory capture is the best business model. I need to work on my SaaS project. I want a Lambo. What's your SaaS project? Use the... okay, what is the SaaS project? I'm not sure. Explain it to us. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, there's compiler errors. That's not a surprise. Transform does not contain... Oh... So can I do this? Because it looks okay. What are the arguments that instantiate takes? Prefab is what you're instantiating. Is button panel the owner, the parent? I'm going to guess yes, but let's confirm that. Explain the params of instantiate. I feel like chat. This is using Claude, and Claude is slow. Okay, button prefab first. This is the original game object to be cloned. This is the transform that will become the parent. Okay, I was right. So that's the but it needs to be a transform. Yeah. So that's probably going to give me an error. Let's make sure it gives me an error. Argument 2, cannot convert Unity game object to... So can I do this? Will that work? Apparently it will. Okay. We're getting closer. The type namespace text could not be found. Are you missing an assembly reference? I think I am. I think it should be Unity Engine UI. Using... Yes. Okay. Third-party age verification app for porn websites. Dude, that already exists. Now, that's not to discourage you. I'm just saying there's competition. Like there are third-party age verification websites. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you. And I would imagine I'm not going to. I was getting ready to search, but I'm not going. Well, actually, we could just search. we're not going to do for porn websites, but third-party age verification services. Yeah, I mean, there's Insta ID, Jumio, Identify. So I mean, yeah. So there's a lot of them. Okay. So unless you have some type of niche for porn websites, oh Jesus, am I going to get like? Is this stream going to get? Oh man, I just said I've been saying it all day. I guess. I hope this stream doesn't get flagged or something. Okay, we're getting close. Oh, okay. Button manager has not been assigned. Okay, so I'm sorry, button panel. So I need to assign button prefab and button panel. That is going to be here. Or will it be here? It'll be there. Okay, so button panel goes there. Button prefab. Where did I put that? I have no idea where I put that. Yeah, I already ate it. Okay, so let's see what happens now. Okay. Okay. That is progress. That's not it's not perfect, but it is progress. All right. So, couple of things. One, it was not replacing the text, and I don't know why. If button text. Okay, is my let's see if can I attach? Okay, apparently I'm attached. So let's try this again. Okay, where's my mouse? Did I lock it? Okay, there we are. Okay, so button text, it's null. Why is it null? Oh, text is the old UI component. Yeah, so what would I need for, well, let me see. Interaction button. How to get the text. Okay. This is returning null, not bool, null. And I think that is because I need to find the text TMP, or at least that's what it says it is in the inspector. And I'm not going to use Claude because Claude is so freaking slow. You should TextMesh Pro using TM Pro. Okay, so let's. Yeah, let's see if that works. I feel like we're making good progress. We are making good progress. I agree. And we could start work on our file transfer service. Maybe not. Okay, the modifier private is not valid for this item. That means I have a syntax error. Button. Where's the syntax error? Oh, it might be above that. No. Okay. When I do that, I don't have any errors. What about... Okay. Is the error here? Okay. The name button object does not exist in the current context. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Button object, get component. Is it button prefab? Should that be button prefab? Let me look at the AI, what the AI output. No, we're not going to be looking at not sure's. Hey, not sure. When you make when you get your Lambo, send me one too. Extra curly line on 35. Really? Oh yeah. Okay. All right. The name button object does not exist. Okay, so I think it's button prefab that because I changed the names, but let me just make sure. Let me look at what the AI wrote. The AI, yes, no. Wait, is that something different? Let's go back up then. Go back to the top one. No. Where is my code? Button object. Oh, because I did I delete the line that where you instantiate it, or maybe I never added it. Okay, so we need to instantiate the damn thing. Okay, well that makes sense. Okay, so it's that those aren't actually button prefab. They actually are button object. I just hadn't declared button object there and then there. So button prefab. Okay. Oh, I deleted the file. I guess I deleted that line. Okay. Button prefab. Then we had the panel. Blah 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 blah. Okay, this looks good. Let's get rid of the breakpoint. Let's see. Oh nope, it's not good. Cannot convert game object to scene management scene. What line is this? Interesting. Game. Okay, he's not complaining about the prefab. He's complaining about because this should be a transform. Oh, dot transform. All right. Okay, we compiled. Let's see what happens. We'll see if we get the names. Okay, good. We got pick up and we got examine. And okay. All right. So there's still a lot to be done, but escape. No. That's just never mind. All right. So will the panel, the panel needs the, brother. All right, I'm trying to think about this. Because we're going to need a close, right? We're going to need like a private close. Okay, so close. Okay, button panel set active FOSS and then destroy the buttons, which makes sense. And then we could probably just have this update. Okay, so we should be able to at least press escape to get out of it. Let's test that real quick. Oh, no, we got compiler errors. Oh, close menu. Copy what you did with the sun. Not sure. It doesn't work like that. Doesn't always work like that. You just want to copy everything. Just copy all around. Copy. You're like your copy is Razban Singleton. Okay. So we are able to escape out of it. That's good. So we still need to hide the crosshair, hide the help text. So what we decided was that this Or was it the panel? The interaction manager itself could have, so this interaction manager can have the crosshair and the help text. Because the interaction manager, it lives on the button panel. No, it lives on the canvas. Yes. So we should be able to do this. And we should also be able to do this. Now those things should disappear and reappear when we hit escape. Oh, they're still there though. Oh, wait. I never told them to go away, did I? I didn't. Okay. Button panel set active, and then crosshair set active, false help text. Okay. AI gets me. Okay. And then down here in close menu, we're going to do that. We're going to do, okay, let's set those active as the last thing. No, actually, let's disable the panel first, destroy the children, and then set those things active again. I don't know that the order matters all too much, but let's try to have an order that makes sense. Okay, so they've disappeared. I can still move around, though. Could I before? I bet I probably could. No, because the mouse should show. The mouse, okay, yeah. Cursor, lock state, that's what we need. Okay, so open, we lock the cursor. Ha. And cursor, check that out, Razman. Cursor is a singleton. And then, okay, so then the last thing we'll do then is we will re-enable that. Oh wait, did I have this opposite? I think is it opposite day? Yeah, it is opposite day. Or at least I think it's opposite day. All right. All righty. Okay, let's try it again. Now it should be this. The mouse. You should see a mouse button or a mouse cursor, and you should not be able to move the camera around. What? Cursor? Oh. Jesus Christ. I'm an idiot. Okay. No. Open the menu. Cursor visible should be false, and it should be locked. And then when I close the menu, it should not be locked. Oh. Wait. What? Okay, when I open the menu, cursor should be... I'm just going to do this manually. A cursor should be visible, yes. And the lock state should be locked. When I close the menu, the cursor should be invisible, and the lock state should be none. All right, let's try that. It looks like I had a bug. Yeah, it looks like I had some bug. I didn't even notice it before. Let's see if this works. All right, am I... Okay, let's make sure I'm not calling multiple things. Like, am I somehow calling this? I don't think I am. I'm just going to put that there. Cursor visible equals true when I open the menu. And lock state equals locked. Let's put that first, just for giggles. And then when I close the menu, lock state should be none because you should be able to move around, but the cursor visible should be false. I'm going to make sure that I'm not like throwing an error or something. Let's just put a breakpoint there. Let's go ahead and run. Okay, so the debugger is running. Okay, cursor. What am I doing? Oh my God. No, cursor visible should be false, motherfucker. Oh my God. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Cursor visible should be false. Lock state should be locked because the No. It should be true. True. God damn it. What the hell's wrong with me? Okay. We want to show the cursor. And then we want to lock it. And then here we want to unlock it and hide the cursor. Oh my God. I'm losing my mind. Did my wife leave? Oh no, she might have left me at this rate. Okay. Let's try it again. I'm now wondering something. Cursor visible equals true. So we should see the cursor and it should be locked. I think there's a subtle bug here that I didn't realize before. Let me load up Unity Hub. So I've kind of been ignoring this, but I've noticed it for a little while now. Normally when the game starts, the cursor gets hidden. Oh, it is. Okay, so it's hidden. Okay. Come over here. Now it should be... Okay, so wait. The fact that I'm debugging is also screwing it up. Okay, so let me just do this. And then let me start over. Okay, I'm going to start over. I'm not going to touch the mouse. I'm going to run it, and then I'm not going to touch the mouse. Hands up. Okay, and the cursor's there. Okay, let's try this again. So let's run it, and then click on the... Okay, and then click on the screen. Okay, so there's no cursor. That's good. We go over here. There's no cursor. And I can move. WTF? What I want to do, the reason I loaded Unity Hub is I want to load the old code. Matthew says swap the lock states around. I think we did that. Let me see if my wife left. I don't know if my wife left or not. I'll be right back. All right. Ugh. Okay. So, okay, is this the old game? Yes, this is... Yeah, this is the old one. I have no idea what state this is in. Cursor's visible. Actually, this is something. Okay, that's broken. I don't think I can. Okay, so that was a bad idea. Let's talk to the child. Let's talk to the green guy and see what if that works. How that works. Okay, he's right here. So the mouse is there, and then if I escape. But see, this is tricky because I'm doing it in a debug environment. So okay, no mouse. Mouse. Still a mouse, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build. I'm going to build a executable and try it there. Wait. All right, let's see. It's probably going to take a minute. I don't think the interaction menu is connecting with the player. Maybe. Escape in editor will always show the cursor. Not always. That's what it seems like. No, it's not. It's not. It doesn't. Oh, Jesus, there's errors. There's errors everywhere. Build complete result failed in 8 seconds. What the hell is all of this? NPC state tag attribute, property drawer. WTF is property drawer? Apparently I wrote this code. The classes in this file allow new states to be tagged with a string and have that state created via a string value. Did I write this? Oh, I'm remembering it a little bit now. I think. Oh, I remember now. Okay, this is... If I go to... who is this guy? No. This allows me to have an NPC and then select. So if I go to the patrolman, I can specify somewhere what type of NPC he is. Right? Let me see. Audio source. Yeah. Maybe not. Oh, right here. Default state. Oh, it's state. It's state. It's not NPC type. It's his state. Okay. So I don't know why is that giving me an error? Type or namespace property which could not be found. Okay, where is that defined? I don't know. What using do I need? Oh my God, don't rewrite all of that. Okay, Unity Editor. Using Unity Editor. Using Unity Editor. So, not sure says, let's look at the Sunny PC, what you did there. I am. But I want to verify that the error we're seeing, because it's difficult to determine, because what happens is it on my Mac, and this happens on Windows too. Sometimes I start the game, and when I start the game, it traps the mouse. And then you can free the mouse by hitting escape while the game is running. So you'll see that sometimes. And it's very evident on my Mac, but it works the same way on Windows. But I think it doesn't. I think it only traps the mouse if the scene has focus. And then in which case, if it doesn't, then it doesn't trap the mouse. So that's why I want to build the game and run it as though like a user would run it and try it from there. So let's look. I'm getting errors, just tons of them. The using directive for Unity Editor appeared previously in the namespace. So, did it? Oh, it did. I didn't even look at the stuff down here. Okay, well, where the fuck is property drawer? Okay, what? I might just have to call it a day soon. Okay, where is property drawer defined in Unity? Unity Editor. Property drawer. Right there. It really does not like all this stuff I did to, because the way I did it is I wanted you to be able to create state classes and then be able to, from a drop down, select the default state for an NPC that you add into the scene. And that's what this does. This NPC state tag attribute. This file has all the functionality to do that. And then what you can do is you can here, like this is an enemy idle state, and then I have this NPC state tag. This enemy idle is what shows up in that drop down. And for some reason, I don't know why it's bitching. Let's go to old-fashioned Google. Unity cannot build and run because cannot find property drawer. Project does not build. Build exists using, let's see, property drawer, but build exits, I think is what they mean, with using property drawer, but it plays fine in editor. It's not a bug. Those classes exist in Unity Editor.dll, which is only available in editor context and cannot be used. Try wrapping the code involved around Unity Editor. That actually makes a lot of sense. That makes total sense. So, would I wrap this whole class? I think so. I mean, this whole file. There's multiple classes in this. Or move that script to Assets Editor. Let's try that. So this is in Common NPC. Scripts Common NPC. Project Common NPC. What is it called? Tag attribute. Okay, and then move that to Assets Editor. Oh, I don't have that. Okay, let's just do this. Okay. All right, let's see if hopefully this works. If it doesn't, we're going to move on because I don't want to spend a bunch of time. I don't want to get distracted fixing one problem because I have another problem. Build and run. Well, what now? You didn't do anything. Did you? All right. Okay. Let's move this back. That's going to be an issue when we actually want to build the project. That's going to be an issue. But let's move on from that. Let's try to move away. Okay. All right. Let's try to focus. See, it didn't trap the mouse that time, but if I press play and then click on the scene, let's see if it traps the mouse. It's going to trap the mouse when it starts. So the mouse is trapped. The mouse is trapped. There's no cursor, and I can move around. Now, the issue here is I can go here, press E, but I can still move around. So now, Not Sure is saying, let's look at what we did with the Sun NPC, and let's verify that Sun NPC. Let's just double check. I'm clicking, so now it should trap the mouse. I've clicked. It trapped the mouse. I'm going to go to Sun NPC. Here he is. I see the mouse, and now if I hit escape, the mouse is still there. But is the mouse still there because it's not trapped anymore, or is the mouse still there because there's a bug? That's why I wanted to try running the game. But I guess there's still something we can learn because we know how to trap the mouse when the game starts. We're just not okay. I have another idea. So let's go over here. I'm going to click on follow, and the mouse is trapped. So it could be a bug. There could be a bug there that when you hit escape, the mouse doesn't get untrapped. But you can definitely, so there's the, okay. So we could definitely try to figure out the bug of when the menus appear, why doesn't the mouse cursor appear? Because that is the issue, right? Let's make sure. Okay, so I clicked on it. Now the menu appears. The mouse does not appear. So that is, let's start there. And we did that. It's okay. I remember when I first implemented this, there was something to do with order. And I remember when I started editing it a while ago, I said, I'm not sure that the order, I said something like, I don't think the order matters too much, but maybe I said something like that. I think this is why. In game mode, pressing escape lets you interact with Unity. Yes. But it doesn't always trap the mouse. And I'll show you what I mean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press play, and then I'm going to click the bar up here. And I don't think it's going to trap the mouse. So I'm going to press play. Now I'm clicking the bar up here. So now watch. Hands off. And then you can see the mouse is still there. You see the mouse? It's still up top. Haven't touched it. It's still up top. So even though it is moving around, the mouse wasn't captured at the beginning of the game. But if I click on the scene, hands off, I've clicked on the scene, the mouse, when the game starts, the mouse disappears. You see what I mean? So it's weird. But we can still try to figure out the bug of why is the mouse, if we successfully have the mouse captured at the beginning of the game, why isn't it appearing when that menu comes up? And so here is what we're doing for the Sun NPC. And so let's just do the order. Let's just do the order correctly. So we have, you know what? I wonder if this is it. So we call lock state first. Oh, I might have had things backwards. Well, I had the lock state backwards, I think. And then down here, I had the lock state backwards. Okay. So now I think we may have fixed the mouse visibility. So let's let that reload. All right. So what we're going to do. Oh, the game's still running. Okay, let it reload. Okay. Why is the game running? Okay, no. Okay, I'm going to press play, then I'm going to click on the scene, so the mouse should be captured. Mouse should be captured. Hands off. Hands off. Mouse is captured. You can see there's no mouse on this screen, and you'll just have to take my word that there's no mouse over here on the second monitor. Okay. Now, if I go up here, now the mouse should appear. And it does. And now it should disappear when I hit escape. No. But again, is that just because we're like in Unity editor mode, or is that a bug in the game? Difficult to say. But I think it works for the sun. Okay, so the mouse captured. Here's the mouse. And let's click escape. The mouse is still there. Okay, let's try something else. Mouse is there. Now I'm going to click follow. And the mouse is captured. Okay, so I think there's a bug when you hit escape. So let's look. The close is called, so for the Sun NPC, the close is called the same regardless. I wonder. Oh, I wonder if this is it. So up here, we handle the cursor first, and then we activate the panel, and then we activate the crosshair and help text. And then we're doing the button madness. So I remember when I originally wrote this, I remember just kind of, it was like a first in, first out, or no, first in, last out kind of, or I kind of did things in the exact opposite order. Like what I mean by that is like, the last thing I did here is help text set active false. So the first thing I did on close is help text set active true. And I remember doing that consciously. So let's try that here. All right. So the last thing we do is create the buttons. So the first thing we're going to do is destroy the buttons. Then help. I don't think that crosshair and help text order matters, but we're going to set it anyway. Help text, crosshair, button panel. Okay, let's see. I have a feeling this is going to work. So I'm going to press play. I'm going to click in the game scene, which should capture the mouse, and then we're going to try it. Press play, clicking in the game scene, hands off, and the mouse is captured. We'll go up to the knife, press E. We can see the mouse, press escape. Okay, but whoa. Okay, not the end of the world. Because escape was an issue with the Sun NPC as well. Let's try clicking a button. We don't have a handler on the button to close. Okay. Or do we? No, we don't. Let's try this. All right, not sure. I had to click on the screen. To trap the mouse on your game. I think that's a feature of Unity, not the game. Probably. In game mode, pressing escape lets you interact with Unity. Yes, I think that's just Unity. Yes, I agree. Maybe we can disable the escape functionality in Unity. Edit project settings input manager. Well, I don't know that we want to. I think as long as we understand what's going on, and then we can confirm it, that it works correctly when in player mode, like in standalone mode, then I think we'll be okay. Oh shit, I didn't trap the mouse. All right, I'm just going to trap the mouse. I'm going to call it a day in a minute. I want to get outside. It's a nice day. I want to spend some time. Okay, so now if I click a button, see? So you might be right, not sure. So what might be happening is I'm pressing escape. So Unity says, oh, he wants to untrap the mouse. And by the way, let me send that key input to the game itself. So I wonder if that's what's happening. And that's one reason that we kind of need to run this outside of the editor, but there's that other issue. But okay, no, it works because when I press a button, I go over here and I click on pickup, the mouse gets trapped again. Okay, I think that's good. Let's check this in. I mean, it's a mess still, but whatever. It's progress. I like the fact that this is small. So let's see, editor.meta. I don't know. Oh, because I created the editor folder. I guess that's fine. Interaction button. I know what I'm going to have to do, and I think I'm going to have to rethink the whole drop-down thing because... Oh, no, maybe not. I think I can probably refactor... Where did it go? Where did that file go? What the hell was it called? Right here. So this file, I think what I can do is things like property drawer, and that actually might be the only thing. But I think this NPC drop-down drawer, I think what I need to do is I need to move that into its own file and move that file into the Unity editor folder. And then this stuff below here stays visible to the rest of the game. Because this stuff is just it's C# stuff. This stuff here is not Unity stuff. It's C# stuff. Well, I mean, you do have the Unity debug, but that's fine. But it's mostly C# stuff. So that can stay where it's at. But this here needs to be moved in. I guess we could try that really quickly. Let me check this code in first, though. Okay, I was going to say working on item interaction menu. Menu/manager. All right, so let's push that. So what the hell? Let's just do that really quickly. So we can have something. We'll call it. I don't know what we'll call it. We'll call it NPC state attribute thingy. All right. And then it's in the editor. Where did the other file go? We'll put that over here. So I think what I need to do is I need to pull this class out. And maybe that one too. And then Unity editor comes over here. And maybe we'll put this entire whole statement here. Actually, we'll just delete it. Oh, no. We'll put it here. Okay. So I think that's all we need to do, because now on the left-hand side, there should be nothing left referencing the editor. And then this over here is specifically for Unity editor. So let's see if there's any compilation errors here. Okay, there is. Could not be found. NPC drop-down attribute could not be found. It's over here, isn't it? NPC dropdown. NPC dropdown attribute. NPC state dropdown attribute. NPC state dropdown. This. Why did it disappear all of a sudden? I don't understand that. I wonder if there's something I need to do in order to add it to the blah, blah. I wonder if there's something I need to do in order to reference the editor folder. I don't know. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I'm exhausted. You should work as expected. Yes, should work as expected in build. You can just play the game in full screen mode. Can you do that through the editor? I don't know if you can do that through the editor. I'm going to back out these changes. I don't think I'm going to work on that. Maybe I'll work on that because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside. I'm going to take a nice walk because I'm old and that's how I exercise nowadays. I just take a long walk. So I'm going to go take a long walk off a short pier. No, not really. I'm going to go take a long walk and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to have a shower and then I'm going to check all this code out onto my nice Mac that's downstairs. And since my wife and my dog are gone, that means nobody's going to be bugging me for anything for a couple of hours. So I'm going to sit on the couch and I'm going to watch chess videos and work on this and do nothing else. Nobody else is going to bug me to be let outside so they can go poop. And the dog's not going to bother me either. So you see what I did there? So nobody's going to bug me. So I'm going to go enjoy my Saturday. We've been here a long time. You also should get out and enjoy your Saturday. And if I'm not back, who knows? I might be back later today. I might be back tomorrow. Weekends are always kind of, whatever. But if I'm not back, I will see you Monday at 7:00. All right. Talk to you then. Bye, guys.